my channel today, and today I have a fun video for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the top best drugstore foundations that you guys could go ahead and find. They're affordable, they're good quality. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you all the stuff that I have tried that worked out. So if you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell just to get notified whenever I do upload videos. Follow me on social media, yesidavila1 on Instagram and on Facebook, and let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so I wanted to do this video because wherever I go, I always get asked what foundations I use, which ones do I recommend. So I figured it would just be a little bit easier just to make a video about it so you guys could go ahead and kind of get a guide on which drugstore foundations you should spend your money on and which ones you should just pass. I know it could get overwhelming when you're at the drugstore, but I got you. I'm gonna go ahead and show you which foundations from my makeup collection I have tried. I have tried most of them, so I'll go ahead and let you know which ones work and which ones don't even bother. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with, if you guys are oily, dry, or combination acne prone, I am gonna go ahead and give you different options so you guys could go ahead and see based on your preference. So for the most part, I do have my first option. This is no particular order, but I'm going to go ahead and show you from the lightest coverage all the way to the full coverage, which you could achieve now at the drugstore. So most of these are under $15. They are different price range, so I'll go ahead and let you guys know. So the first one, this one is from normal to oily. I have tried it even though I do have dry skin. I just make sure I apply a very hydrating primer. They do have a dry skin. So when I purchased this, my face wasn't really dry. It was just a little bit more of a normal to combination. So if you guys are oily, this gives you light to medium coverage, and they have a range of shades. If you guys are warm tone, neutral, or cool tone, they got you. It just makes your makeup look very flawlessly, and you could even use this with 2 or 3 pumps. It doesn't come with a pump. I actually purchased this at the Mac store. It just comes with a regular lid. But for these, I just figure it's a little bit easier to use the pump. I do prefer foundations with the pump because you don't end up using a lot of it. So this is the matte and poreless, normal to oily. Like I said, they do have a dry formulation, so you guys could go ahead and check that out. And I do have the dry one since my skin did change with the winter time. So they both act the same. There's no particular difference on this. So basically just go based on what your skin type is and then just pick the shade and you guys are good. Okay, so for my next foundation is the Infallible Pro Glow. They do have a regular version of this. So if you guys are normal to dry, I would recommend this formulation even though you guys do have normal skin. The other one is based more for combination to oily because it does mattify you. When I use the regular one, it does bring out the dry patches on my face. And for this one, the regular Pro Glow, it does give you a little bit more of a luminosity. It's more of a natural finish. So if you guys do want to make sure your face is a little bit more of a matte instead of having that glow, just go ahead and apply some translucent powder over that and you guys are good to go. So this one does come with a variety of shades. It's not too yellow based, it's not too pink tone, so it's a little bit more of a neutral side. So this one does apply very, very well. All these foundations, I have applied them with the brush and beauty blender, so it does actually blend out really, really beautiful. So if you guys, like I said, are normal to dry, go ahead and try this formulation. If you guys are more of the combination to oily, go ahead and try the regular formulation. It looks just like the same, just without the green, like the baby blue packaging. So this one is light to medium, and you guys could put a second layer to make a little bit more full coverage. Going on to medium to full coverage, my favorite one is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir. This is probably the one foundation out of all these that actually surprised me. It does come with a pump. It is a glass container. It looks a little bit fancier. It's a little bit more on the pricier side of the CoverGirl. I remember I haven't used CoverGirl since like high school, so this actually took me by surprise. It doesn't give you any flashback. It does photograph really beautifully, and it does make your makeup look very airbrushed. I do have acne scars in large pores around here and around my nose, so this just makes everything look so beautifully. And you just got to make sure every other shade is a pink tone. Every other shade, it's like the first one is pink, the next one is more of a yellow base. So basically every other shade, that's how you would pick your actual face color. So on this one I ended up getting Classic Ivory. It does oxidize, so make sure you get a shade lighter, and within half an hour to an hour it would actually match your skin. So So I did come across with this foundation that it does oxidize. The other ones that I have mentioned previously, they do not do that. So go ahead and get matched with the other ones, your correct shade. This one does oxidize. I'm not really sure why. It does claim to be full coverage, but when I use about 1 pump, it just gives me medium. If I use 2 pumps, it does apply full coverage. Good option if you guys want very long wearing, if you guys going to a wedding or a special event. Go ahead and check out the Maybelline Super Stay. They did redid their packaging. This is a 24-hour foundation as well. Like I said, I haven't worn them for 24 hours. I do wash my face every night. The only problem that I did come across this one, it does oxidize. So the same thing with the CoverGirl. Make sure you guys get a lighter shade. This is the lightest shade I got. I did get a 1-up this one because it did oxidize. So it does look a little bit orange, but not too much. But just go ahead and get a lighter shade on this because it will oxidize throughout the day, and just make sure to get a lighter shade and you guys are good to go. It does apply flawlessly. It does have a pump, which I love, which a lot of the drugstores now are applying pumps, which I love because then I won't have to buy an extra one from the actual MAC counters. So on this one, it actually provides really decent coverage. It does cover my pores, and if I have any pimples or anything like that, this one does cover. So it's a little bit more on the pricier side, but it is completely worth it because you would not go through this for a while. I would consider medium coverage as well as the Maybelline Dream Cushion. I know this was the whole hyped last year, and I don't use the actual sponge. I just get my beauty blender and actually just apply this, and this is probably like my go-to foundation. It looks like this when I do have to go on the go and I don't have time to sit in my beauty room and do my makeup for 2 hours. So I do use this on the go. It gives you medium to full coverage if you does pack it on, which if you pack it on, it does not look cakey, which I love. It doesn't emphasize my wrinkles, it doesn't dry out my under eyes, and it just covers really, really flawlessly without putting too much effort into it, which I love. And that one you would just get your regular color because it does not oxidize. Okay, now we're going on to the last one for the medium coverage. I love this one. It's the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse, which I know a lot of people don't talk about it, but I actually love the way it gives you a nice airbrush effect. Back in the day, airbrush makeup was probably like the biggest thing. This is basically in a bottle without having to do the machine and all that. So this one, just get your regular color. It doesn't oxidize. It looks beautiful on the skin and without having too much effort. So if you guys are not a big fan of the cushion makeup, go ahead and try this one out. It's an oldie but goodie. I always repurchase it when I just need it like on the go, or if I have to just do quick errands and look presentable. I either go between these two, depends on how much time I have to get ready. Okay, so now going on to the full coverage foundations, which are probably like my go-to in case I am doing a special event or I have somewhere to go to. So I have 4 different full coverage foundations based on the formulation and how you guys would like to apply it. So one of my top ones is the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover. I'll go ahead and tell you what I like about it and what I don't on this one. This one doesn't have that many shade selections and it is a little bit harder to blend, but once you guys blend it out with the beauty blender and take your time, it looks very beautifully and it does give you a very matte look. So if you guys are into photography or if you guys do anything with like pictures or video, this works really good in the camera and it just provides full coverage and it's just easy. And this one's travel friendly because of the fact that it's not glass. So that's kind of why you would pick this one over the other ones. The next option is the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This is a 2-in-1. This does oxidize. When I got this one, this was the lightest shade, which is a creamy vanilla. Now they actually, when I went to Target, they had about 3 shades lighter than this. So if you guys couldn't get your hands on this because it was too dark even for the lightest shade, go ahead and check them out now. It is a little bit on the pricier side. It does have a pump. It is glass. It does oxidize, so get a lighter shade. Like I said, they do have 3 lighter ones than this. So if you guys couldn't get this last year because it was too dark for you, go ahead and check them out now. Give them a try. It's actually one of their best foundations from Milani that I have tried last year. And it does provide full coverage. You would now have to set it if you guys have dry skin. If you guys are oily, just go ahead and set that foundation. Okay, so for my next foundation, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know that Revlon Color Stay is probably one of the biggest dupes for the Studio Fix. If you guys don't want to spend all that money on the Studio Fix or just have a hard time picking your shade, because I know Studio Fix does oxidize and they do have more of a yellow base. So if you guys have been wanting to try that foundation and just can't get color matched perfectly when you guys go at the store, pick up the Revlon Color Stay. Basically, you would have 2 options, either dry skin, normal, or oily. So based on what your skin type, you pick the formulation and then just pick the shade, just like you would any drugstore because they have the same type of names. So it's just a little bit easier to come up with a good foundation match. So on this one, it does provide full coverage. It does photograph beautifully. It gives you a nice airbrush, poreless look. I do this when I do have to do a photo shoot or something, just because it's just more affordable and it's easy, and if it breaks, I don't feel that bad because I didn't spend 20-30 bucks on a foundation. This is under 13 bucks. It does come with a pump, and it does not oxidize, and it photographs beautifully. Option that I would recommend if you guys are dry skin, even to normal, you can get away with it. Combination still gets away with it. If you guys are oily, I probably wouldn't suggest this. This is a Neutrogena Hydro Boost. It's one of my favorite foundations from the drugstore. It does have hyaluronic acid, which basically means throughout the day it just hydrates your skin without looking patchy or anything like that. So like I said, this would be more for normal to combination, even dry skin, because it does have that constant hydration throughout your skin. If you guys are oily and you like dewy foundations, check this out. If you guys don't want any dewiness on your skin, if you guys are oily, do not try this, because you would look very oily with this foundation. But if you guys are dry, this is a godsend. Like, it's beautifully, I love it because it reminds me of the Clinique one, which a lot of people say it's a dupe. I haven't tried the Clinique one, so I can't really verify that. So basically comes with doe foot applicator. Basically just put it all over my face and then just use a beauty blender. I do not mix it with this. I love it because it's very easier just to blend out. It's very effortless, and it does provide full coverage for me. If you guys want a little bit more, like I said, you guys could just put 1 or 2 layers, but this one provides the most natural full coverage that you could get at the store. And like I said, it's from Neutrogena. It's a little bit pricier, but it does photograph really good, and it stays to moisturize and plump and stay on the skin for 24 hours. So like I said, this is what I'm currently using on my face, and it does provide really full coverage in the winter time, which I don't know about you guys, but having full coverage foundation in the winter time, sometimes it's not possible. So with this foundation, I could still rock the full coverage year round. So those are my recommendations that I have tried and have succeeded. The ones that haven't made my channel are probably because they have not worked out for me. Like I said, right now I'm currently dry skinned, so I do have a variety of foundations if you guys are normal to dry. A lot of them are from very fair to very dark, so you guys are able to find your own shade selection. If you guys like these type of videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Follow me on social media, yesidavila1 on Instagram and on Facebook, and I'll see you guys on my next channel. Bye.